Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Tuesday. Hey, Angie. How are you? Doing some planning. Cool. I am good. A little drained from the heat, but otherwise I am good. Oops. I'm making a mess here with stuff. Got a Mary Pie. Can I take? Oh, it's like regular note paper. Hey, Raz. Hey, Sherry. I heard, I was watching somebody's video today, and they were saying that they think that they're doing away with the memory keepers, the actual memory keeper planners. They only have big planners, but not the ones that were strictly geared towards memory keeping. I have one because I was going to give it away as a gift, and I never did. And so I have a big memory keeping planner here somewhere, and I think it's undated. And I just thought of something. If push comes to shove, that's going to be my planner for work. Why go buy another one? I'm not going to be doing memory keeping in it, but that could be my planner instead of me going and buying another planner for work. There you go. Oh, I feel you, Raz. Yeah, the heat has, like last night, I didn't even eat dinner. I was just tired, and it like drained me. Like the heat just drained me, and all I wanted to do was just go to sleep. So I ended up falling asleep. I'm still in my clothes and everything. I don't even know what time it was that I fell asleep, but I do know that it was like after 2 o'clock when I woke up, and I was looking around like, what's going on? And so I had to get myself up and, change out of my clothes and turn off the TV and all that stuff. Yeah. I ran errands this morning before the heat. Yeah. Earlier today, it wasn't so bad. It was actually pretty nice. I've just been trying to stay in the house. You got it off Zulily. Yeah, I think Zulily might be like one of the only places that you might still be able to find those memory planners, or maybe what is it, Tuesday morning possibly. I'm back home from my 10-day trip. It's always nice to get away, but then it's nice to come back. For me, it's very hard for me to rest when I go out of town somewhere. I can't really rest. So I don't get any rest until I come back home. Although I've always wanted to just go on a vacation where that's the plan, to just go and just be in this nice, serene place and just rest, like a spa vacation or something like that. But I've never been able to do anything like that. So, that's kind of what I was wanting to do with the little weekend trip I was wanting to do with my mom. But yeah, that's not going to happen, I don't think. And definitely not anytime soon. Not too bad here. 97. 97. Well, when you can get over 100 degrees, that's not bad. I think we're about the same, Sherry. We're a little cooler than you right now, 93. But yeah, it's been very hot here, like really, really hot. It's hot when I went looking to buy shorts last week because I hardly ever wear shorts. It's just not something that I do. But I couldn't even find any that I really liked, or when I found ones that I liked, I couldn't find them in my size, or if I liked them, then I didn't want to pay the price for them. I don't want to pay a whole lot of money for shorts because I don't really wear shorts. So, and then what I'm considering a lot of money probably is nothing, but that's just me. Yeah, our humidity is not low. Like we have high humidity, it seems like all the time here. I swear this is just a very humid place to live. A very humid place. I We have a water park here, and I was shocked that it's open, but people have been going. Some I already don't like getting in like community pools and stuff like that as it is because people are nasty. It's very difficult for me to get in a body of water with other folks. It's yeah. So did y'all see that Happy Planner has these bundle kits with a Kodak printer? So I wanted to see just how much of a value that was because I think they're charging like $120 for it. And I went on Amazon and I searched the Kodak printer and it's coming up around $99. So considering you're getting that printer, you're getting 10 sheets of the photo printer paper, you get a classic size Happy Notes. What else? Some filler paper. You get a sticker. I think it's a sticker pad. Yeah. And a sticker book. You get a sticker book and a sticker pad. So it is actually a great value. They've sold out of most of them already. With them now having afterpay, I mean it's a good deal. I don't know how great that printer is. I hadn't heard of it until I got the email and was looking at it. But yeah. Well, I can't swim, so I don't really do big bodies of water anyway. Hey, Michelle. But yeah, so if y'all haven't seen that, like they're probably sold out by now because when I was looking earlier, there was barely any of them left. Let me see. Oh, yeah, they're all sold out now. Every single one. That was a good deal. That was a really, really good deal. And I started to get it on let me tell y'all the main reason I started to get it, because they had that Summer Vibe sticker book, and I've been debating getting that one. But yeah, all of the Happy Notes we're going to have like some navy blue disc, and but the thing that they didn't state was whether the Happy Notes was line, dot grid, dotted line. They didn't say. Um, and then they had the custom cover maker thing that was included in that. But yeah, they are completely wiped out. Wiped out, all gone. So, I already have a printer, so I didn't need it. Hey, G. That is a beautiful sticker book. Yeah, I've been debating that one. I don't remember if that sticker book is like a Joann's exclusive or not, because if it's a Joann's exclusive, I'm not even trying to fight to find that thing at all. I'm just not trying to. No, not trying to fight for that one. So we shall see. Passion Planner came out with new highlighter dual tip fine tip markers. Oh, y'all, I've just been buying stuff, and I don't know if y'all noticed that I accidentally put that on my thumbnail for my fitness video because it was on my mind as I was making the thumbnail. That really wasn't supposed to go on that thumbnail. But I've just been buying stuff, like here and there buying stuff. So I'm going to have to record a little haul / Happy Mel's video for y'all. Hey, Christy. Yes, like when I did go to Joann's last week, even though I didn't find all the clearance stuff everybody else is finding. Like, do they have a separate clearance section in Joann's? Because I know they do at Michael's, because I was just not finding any clearance stuff in my Joann's. But I did get two sticker books. Did I get 2 sticker books? What did I get? I think I got a sticker book and some Mamby sticks. Y'all, I don't even remember. Yeah, I think for I know we were kind of talking about that last week, Sherry, about planners for next year. Now, I have seen a couple of inserts that I like for like my traveler's notebook. One set of inserts I saw, it's from a company in Australia. With the shipping and everything, it's already killing me to wait for my Planners Anonymous kits. And it's not that DHL is the holdup. It's like once it gets in the hands of the US postal system, then the tracking just starts being delayed. But so I'm like, do you want to go through that trying to get inserts? But I think this company, I think they offer printable ones, if I'm not mistaken. And then I saw that Lights Planner Action, they have some inserts that I like too. But I think no, I don't think you can print these. I think you have to actually get these shipped. But they have like different packages or whatever. Like I can get like 3 months or 6 months or 12 months. They're dated. I would prefer undated, I think. But yeah, I don't know. I'm thinking I'm just going to use one of my traveler's notebooks for social media next year. I think I will get a custom cover that day. Adios, 2020. Yes. Hit the road, Jack. Yes. Crazy. It has been a year. It has. Like if August to December wasn't enough as it was, especially for me with like work was concerned. Woo! And then here comes 2020. Like, oh, you thought first semester was something? Let's check out second semester. And then, oh, let me add a little bit of whipped cream on top of that. I'm going to shut down everything. You're not going to enjoy spring break. You're not going to enjoy your summer. Boom. Happy Planner. Oh, those social media note pages that they come out with. I don't think I've ever seen those in store before. Maybe once. Y'all, I don't know if this place is like around the country. It's called HTO. We went there the other day because I bought the tea was so good. I bought tea to go. They have all these different flavored teas, and it's so good. And we happened to go at happy hour, so everything was like half price. This particular one that I'm drinking is a coconut tea. OMG, y'all! It is so good. And then the one that I got and drank the day of was a peach ginger tea, and it was delicious. Delicious. They had me at coconut, okay? Like you had me at coconut. I love coconut everything, just about. Yeah, really good. Really good stuff. So I know they have them in other part. Oh, Soul was born in Texas. I was about to say, I know they have them in other parts of Texas, but I don't know if this is outside of the state. But they had so many nice ones. They had a blueberry one that was good. They had almond tea. It was very light, but it was still good. I wish the flavor was a little bit more intense on the almond one, though, because I love almonds too. Coconut cream pie, that's my favorite pie. Coconut cake is my favorite cake. I love coconut. Yeah, sure do. And I found one of my favorite muffins again. I went to one of the grocery stores on the other side of town, and the major grocery store here that used to make this cinnamon chip muffin. And when I tell you, like they usually sell them in a 3-pack, I would buy a 3-pack. Once they're gone, boom, get another 3-pack, boom. I was buying them all the time. Then they changed the recipe on the muffins, and they didn't bring back the cinnamon chip one. So lo and behold, I go because I went to this place. I went to the store near there, and their bakery had those cinnamon chip muffins. And I was like, are you serious? Are you serious? I don't know if they just brought them back or if only that side of town has been getting them, because that's how that store is. The other side of town will get things that we don't. Like their stuff is cheaper than us, but that is the store that is on the prominent side of town. Like, why are we paying more over here? You know what I mean? So I was just shocked that they had the muffins there. I might get up in a minute and show it to y'all. Oh my God, it's like, that used to be my favorite muffin. Yeah. So I am glad I have them again. Yay. Are we talking food again, Larissa? Y'all know me. Y'all know I will get into food in a heartbeat. But yeah, so as you can see from the title of this live, it says to stop villainizing teachers. Because when I tell you some of the comments I've seen people make lately have just completely infuriated me. Like, no joke. With me, you probably saw my post where I had to go off a little bit about this topic. I was just fed up. Fed up. You're still trying to get over the menu from last week. But yeah, so a friend of mine sent me something and I thought it was so on point and insightful. Let me see. It says, why are teachers only considered heroes when we are mentally, emotionally, or physically suffering for other people's children? That speaks volumes, okay? Like volumes. And it made me think about how when we go through the active shooter trainings and how they're always telling us to do our best to protect the children and to shield the children and make sure the children don't get hurt. And yes, you don't want to see your students get hurt if God forbid something like that happens. But then so when my friend sent me this, I said to myself, yeah, we're supposed to be emotionally, mentally, and physically suffering for some of these same children that will lie on us, that will disrespect us. You know what I mean? It's like, so that same kid that called me a stupid bee, I still need to be concerned about that child. You know, I still need to be there for that child. I still got to turn around the next day and teach that child when that child comes back to my class. Things like that. Oh, that kid that lied and told all those lies on me and could have had my job taken away. Oh, yeah, I still got to turn around and teach that kid and care for that kid. And I don't think some people really, truly understand how that feels. You know, it's different when it's your own child. You're going to love your own child regardless. You're going to be there for your own child regardless. But if this is a kid that's not even yours and they've sat there and lied on you or disrespected you or assaulted you, because that has happened to me in my teaching career. And I still got to turn around and look at your face and teach you and make sure you pass and want the best for you. Like, people couldn't even do that with their coworkers. I guarantee you people couldn't do that with their coworkers. It would be hard for you to sit there and continue to work with somebody that has disrespected you, lied on you, assaulted you, and all those kind of things. You know, it's crazy. It is crazy. I'm telling y'all, only God, only God. I cannot imagine what the 10 years of teaching would have been like if I did not have him. It would have got really bad and really ugly. Like, that's all I could think. You worked in elementary and loved it. Yes, substitutes get a lot of disrespect, or they get manipulated by the students. I've had them do that too, manipulate the subs And then not only the students, but like I'm dealing with, you might be dealing with drama from leadership and administration at the same time dealing with issues from your students and the parents. Like you can get it from all angles, but you're supposed to sit there, suck it up, and keep teaching. And when I was at the gym today, I was talking with a lady about it, and I said, you know, and the one thing that I is teach. I feel like I'm doing everything else, but I don't really get to teach. And I felt like that almost my entire teaching career. Like I'm like, I just want to teach. Can we just teach? Can we just teach already? You know? And I almost like reading some comments on Facebook and stuff. I almost started to add a link to my blog and link people back to my blog on when I started writing about my teaching experience. Because it's one thing to talk about it, but when I actually started writing about it, I literally had to take a step back and be like, wow, that really happened to you. You know, like you could take the writings of my experience and think that Stephen King wrote it. It's that crazy, you know. And then I'm like, and then I still turn around trying to help kids be successful. It's almost like being in a boxing ring and you just keep taking punch after punch after punch after punch, and you just better hang in there. Just hang in there. Don't go down. Don't go down. You know what I mean? And I'm just like, it is crazy. It is crazy what is expected of us sometimes. I feel you, Raz, and that's how I have been for the last few weeks. I've just been like, let me shut my mouth. Let me shut my mouth. And the one thing that I'm really tired of hearing right now is that y'all need, if y'all don't want to go back to the school, then y'all don't need to get paid and pay us that money if y'all don't want to go back. Or what is it, the other one that, and then they expect us to teach our own kids and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, nobody asked you to teach your own kids. I think you have a total misunderstanding about what virtual learning is and what homeschooling is. All right, if you're homeschooling your children, you are essentially responsible for curriculum and teaching it to them. When it is virtual learning, the schools are providing the curriculum. The schools are providing, they're still providing the instruction. You're not being asked to teach your children. And it's just like so frustrating to hear it. You know what I mean? It's like, I really think some parents need to go step foot in a classroom and sub at least once. Go sub your child's class and see what happens. I had to mute so many groups on Facebook to protect my peace. Yes. Hello there, Marvelous. I mean, it's crazy, Michelle. I don't know. Schools are not asking parents to teach their kids. Do they realize when all of this happened, nobody was ready for this? Schools had to hurry up and make quick decisions. Teachers had to hurry up and go from teaching in the classroom to try and teach online. And little do they know, one of my coworkers, she had to literally break it down on Facebook because she was tired of the comments too. She broke it down what her day looked like with the virtual learning as opposed to when we were in the classroom. We did more work. We did way more work with virtual learning than we did in the classroom. And particularly me and my coworkers, we were expected to maintain contact with the students and the families more than any other teachers across the city, because I talked to several different teachers and they were not required to keep up as much contact as we were. You know, like, it was crazy. And my thing was, all y'all had to do was make sure the kids were online. We provided technology for the kids that needed it. Oh, I'm sure a lot of schools provided it. Maybe all of them didn't have it to provide. But I'm not saying every kid has the technology at home. No, they don't. Every kid doesn't have internet at home. No, they don't. But a lot of companies offer free internet service. Lots of companies across the country offered free internet service. Some programs, you are able to access them by using internet on your phone. And if you have a cell phone today, more than likely you've got internet service on that cell phone. If you have a cell phone, more than likely you have an email. From what I understand, some kids are able to even access some things through some of their game systems. People were trying to make it happen in a little short time frame. Yet and still, parents were still only responsible for their kids. When all of that went down, teachers were then responsible for their students and their own children. I thank God I don't have any kids, because I can't even imagine. I had my godson here with me for the first week of all of that, and I couldn't do it. I could not make sure he was doing his work and then I was doing what I needed to do. I had to take him back home with his dad. So I can't imagine the teachers that have children that had to deal with their own kids and their students. But I sometimes feel like we're not even looked at as human. We're just looked at as robots, I guess, that are just supposed to go in there, do, and whatever. I don't know. I don't know. I wish parents was something. Exactly. They're not homeschooling. They're not homeschooling. Homeschooling is a whole nother thing. Virtual learning is way harder than, yes. And I know for mathematics, it's even harder. I can totally get that. But we had to do what we had to do. We had to work with this situation the way that it was, basically log the kids on each day. Every company here in Connecticut provided Wi-Fi for free. Yes, a lot of districts were providing the technology for the kids. Everything is still kind of, up in the air, like most school districts. Like, our kids are supposed to be getting a choice of what they're going to do. I know right now we have orders that no one can go back into the classroom here in our city until after September the 7th. And what's going to happen after that, we don't know yet. So I don't know. My thing is, it was already hard enough for us to adjust to that before. I mean, I've done online tutoring with people. That is different. That is so different when you're doing online tutoring as opposed to I'm your online teacher. And then it's like, we already are responsible for so much in the classroom. Now I'm still responsible for the same things when this kid is not even in my presence. Like, it's different when they're sitting in front of me. When they are not even in my presence, how can I be held responsible to make sure they get on? How can I be held responsible to make sure they do the work? I can't. I'm sorry. I can't be held responsible for that. I can only call, email so many times. So my hope is that there are parameters in place to hold parent and student more responsible for the online learning. I feel that the regular school schedule should be followed, and that kid should have to get online and do a Zoom at a specific indicated time. But I don't think my district has it set up like that. But that's what I would do. But I don't think that's how they have it set up. I think the kids that are gonna, when they get the choice, those that are gonna do online learning, they just have to turn in something once a day or whatever. But they don't have to be on there, I don't think, at a specific time. Now, I told y'all how I had kids complaining that my Zoom meetings were too early. 10 o'clock in the morning is too early. I mean, that's I don't know. Exactly. And I don't even really bother to try to take restroom breaks at school because, for one, there is only 3 minutes between class periods. That is not enough time for me to go run to the restroom. Um, I would just have a bunch of kids hanging out in the hall waiting for me when I get back. So I just try to wait till whenever I get a break to go to the restroom. Or, as usual, I end up forgetting that I have to go and I don't remember until I get to my house and I put the key in the door. I'm not kidding. It's like putting the key in the door is the trigger. Oh, yeah, you got to go to the restroom. And I mean, I know all parents don't have people to watch their kids. We understand all of that. Like, we're not saying that we don't understand that. What about the teachers? Who's watching their kids? They got to find people to watch their kids too, or some. I mean, I called one family practically every day. Each day was the same. Oh, I'm gonna get. You know what, Marvelous? I was just talking about that. I had that same issue. Every time I talked to this one parent, same thing, and then found out that the kid was too busy watching everybody else to even get any work done. So it's crazy. All virtual for the first quarter. Yeah. But this is another thing that I thought about. I'm like, okay, right now it's summer break. Where are your children right now? Because a lot of places aren't doing summer programs. We have a big summer program here in San Antonio, and they shut that sucker down. It was like 1 week, oh, we're going to start hiring and taking registrations for the summer youth program. And then the next thing I know, summer youth program has been canceled for the summer. So where are these kids at right now? Because not all parents get summers off. So these kids are with somebody right now, right? They're with somebody. Or are they home alone? You know what I mean? So we understand y'all need somebody to be at home with the kids. We get that. We're not saying we don't get that. But you know what? Some of the teachers have to do the same thing. They've got to find somebody to be there for their kids. Oh, yeah. My doctor told me that we as teachers need to stop holding it, and because we are always having bladder infections. And I'm like, well, we don't get to go. So what are we supposed to do? We don't get to go. But kids can abuse the restroom privileges like nobody's business, because all they got to do is whine and complain, or their parent whine and complain. My child needs to go when they need to go. And then you are kind of just like forced to let them go. So I enrolled in a few online programs, but then they say you're on a wait list. Oh, wow. See, that's what needs to happen, Raz. The regular school schedule needs to be followed. I agree with that. Because let me tell you what we were seeing. Because our system, we can tell when kids were on, and we could tell what time they were on, and what time and what they were working on. It told us everything. And a lot of them were not getting on until the wee hours of the morning. So they were sleeping all day. And like I said, if a 10 o'clock Zoom meeting is too early, what? You were coming to class at 8. So how is 10 o'clock too early? I don't get it. It's too long for kids to be online, but mind you, they can be on their cell phone all day. Oh, hello. I guarantee you some of these kids were sitting at home playing their games and stuff all day. I guarantee you they were, if they weren't sleeping all day. I guarantee you they were. I'm just like, and then we wanted to be sympathetic because of the situation. My thing is, we've been in this situation now since March. We all know what's going on. We've all had a chance to get acclimated to the new normal. And so the situation should not be an excuse at this point. Like, I'm telling you, rewind this back to the 80s when I was in school, and if this had gone down, it wouldn't have been no excuse for me. My mom came home from work, that work should have been done, and if it wasn't, there was going to be problems. She wouldn't have cared that, oh, the school is shut down for whatever reason. You better still get that work done. And nobody was asking people to teach their kids. We all gave a list of when each teacher was available for Zoom. We made sure that our teachers were not offering Zoom meetings at the same time, not their general Zoom. So we all had a general Zoom, and then we could do additional ones as needed with kids. We made sure the general ones were not at the same time. So your child had access to all of the teachers. I don't know. I don't know. And like even the curriculum, like I wasn't used to the curriculum because I hadn't been using that online system a lot. A lot of our kids that were taking self-paced classes were used to that system. So I had to learn to get used to the system really quick. All of that. This is a learning experience for a lot of people. A lot of the students were already used to the system. Some of us teachers were not. So we had to go learn it really quick and learn how to navigate through it and all of that, you know? So since they had a choice too, our kids had a choice. They could get paper packets, but they could do online. We tried to gear them towards online and provide the technology if they needed it. I don't know what is expected. It's bad enough. It seems like sometimes we're expected to teach the work, do the work, grade the work. Like, I'm telling you, somebody needs to do a documentary, a day in the life. People need to see. They need to see it raw and real. Like, this is what we're dealing with daily. And so, in addition, we had to go start doing, they want us to go all Google now. So, we had to do Google training. Our summer wasn't particularly free because we still all have to complete this Google training, which a lot of us are having issues with. The system is not acting right. And it's like when you go and you click on something, all it does is take you to the Google Help section. That's literally what it does. So I don't know. I'm like, while this online learning was going on, so we had to quickly adjust to all of that. In addition to that, some of us were doing training for GT. That training was 2 days a week for like 4 hours, I think it was, each training. There was so much homework for that. On top of that, we were having 3 to 4 meetings a week. And we were doing a book study. So we were having to read the book study and do homework for that. And try to contact these kids on the daily. There were days, at least when I was in the classroom, I got my regular lunch and my regular time allotted for lunch. There were times during the online learning where I didn't even eat lunch, and I'm literally physically at my house, but I didn't even eat lunch. There was one day I had 6 Zoom meetings planned and meetings with staff and stuff. All of that was in one day. Kids were scheduling Zooms, not getting on the Zooms. I'm telling you, it was crazy. It was crazy. So I'm just like, I don't like either that, like I said, that they can just kind of get on when they want. I think it should be a schedule. And I already know what the reasoning behind it will be. Well, we need to let it be when parents are able to get on and help the kids. Okay. Are the parents there with the kids when they're at school? No, they're not. So why can't we just follow the school schedule? I don't see. And then my other issue is for kids that are going to opt to be present in the classroom. They are expecting us to teach in a mask or face shield, or preferably both. Has anyone ever stood up and taught all day in a mask? What about teachers that wear glasses and you want them to stand up and teach all day in a mask? All I could think about was like, wow, what if I'm suffering from my vertigo one day and I have to stand there suffering from vertigo, teaching in a mask? And I think the best and most logical thing that could happen all across the country is for teachers to pre-record lessons. If you pre-record the lesson, you can play it in class to those that are sitting right in front of you. You can load it for those that are going to be at home. And then you can just answer questions from there so that you're not standing there teaching from a mask all day. But hey, that's just logical thinking. Or, yes, that's why I said you follow school schedule and do it through Zoom. The kids that are at home can be getting the instruction at the same time as the kids that are there, instead of the teacher doing instruction over here, instruction over here. That's just my thought process of it. Do a pre-recorded lesson, and that takes care of everything. Right? And then because it's pre-recorded, you can load it. Since we're going to be using Google, hey, load it up on Google Classroom. They can go back and rewind that and go back and look at that lesson if they need to. Tell me if that is not the most logical thing to do. I'm sorry. I operate off of logic and analytical. That's how my brain works. And I think that is the best decision for everybody. So the teacher is not standing there teaching behind the mask all day. The lesson is going because it's pre-recorded. You can stop, answer a question here and there. Okay, you got your question answered? Okay, we're going to continue with the lesson. It's not that hard. But we are. But we really are. 20 years? Oh, I've done 10. I don't think I could have done 20. I wanted to quit after year one because year one was so crazy. I was like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to keep doing this. But I've been sticking it out. And it's crazy. It's crazy to me. And yeah, like we all talked about how our job was even harder when we went to online learning. It was even harder. I felt like we did way more work. And then here we were in March. Everybody was celebrating us, appreciating us, and now we're villains. We're the villains. And like I said, do they know what teachers go through? Do they know how many teachers could have left the profession because of what they go through? Then who would be teaching the children? Then who would be teaching the children? There you go. There you go, G. Yeah, it's just common sense. Like it's just really common sense. But that quote my friend sent me today, it spoke volumes to me. Why are teachers only considered heroes when we are mentally, emotionally, or physically suffering for other people's children? And I mean, people have been really adamant. Well, give the parents a stipend and cut their pay, or like we get a bunch of money as y'all act like we football players. We don't get paid like professional athletes. Y'all give them more praise and accolades. Somebody had to teach them. Come on now. No. Almost every teacher has an additional part-time job or part-time hustle. Almost everyone. That's why you see so many teachers wanting to do summer schools for that extra money. Hopefully they have a spouse with cheaper medical insurance so they can get that medical insurance taken out of the spouse's check instead of out of their check. I ain't got that privilege. I ain't got a spouse. My insurance is kicking my butt. You know, I don't even think we're looked at as people sometimes. It's like robots. Yep. We spend so much on stuff for our classrooms, and the government only lets us claim $250 worth on our taxes. That's it. That's all we can get back is 250. What? Wow. Yeah. That's it. It's crazy. It's crazy. But the rich get big tax cuts. Teachers get $250. C'est ça, mes amis. 250. And I remember years ago, I got on the internet because I was like, man, we probably have some of the most dangerous jobs ever. And so I looked it up. I was like, what are the most dangerous jobs that somebody could have? If I'm not mistaken from that, I think we were like number 3 or 4, and the only police officers were right above us as far as being some of the most dangerous jobs. But an inner city teacher was on that list. And I was like, wow. That's crazy. I mean, one year at another school that I was at, we had a teacher and an administrator get assaulted. Why? Because they were breaking up a fight. And one kid was like, "Don't touch my brother." And that administrator and that teacher were both assaulted. That teacher was like the best social studies teacher we had on that campus, and his wife made him stop teaching altogether. Yeah. You know what I started doing? I started making sure I had what I needed, because you can buy stuff for your students and they're not going to appreciate it. I bought like a thing of 500 little pencils. I bought those little golf pencils because I was tired of them, one, not having a pencil, two, not returning my pencils. So I bought the little golf pencils. I would say within about a month and a half, I was out of that box. I would either find those little pencils all over the floor. I would find them broken all over the floor. Some students would play with them, throw them around the class. Yeah. So I started making sure I had what I needed. I have purchased curriculum and spent my own money for it. Gone and gotten things like printed out for the classroom and stuff like that. And I'm just like, no, you will spend a lot of money really quickly. You sure will. And all you ask them to do is bring paper and pencil to class. I forgot. Well, you didn't forget your phone today. You know? Yes, they would see our checks and faint. Yes, 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 yes. And then they'll be like, well, you chose to go in that profession. You chose that job. I can't stand when people say that. But let me tell you this. I can guarantee you a lot of us did not go into it thinking we were going to be dealing with some of what we're dealing with, because I know I didn't. I would have never, if anybody had told me back in 2007, May 2007, when I graduated college, okay? If someone had told me then what I know now, mind you, my degree is in mathematics, I probably would have went another route. If I had known, I had no clue. I knew it wasn't perfect, but I had no clue. Okay? And I keep saying I'm gonna write a book. I'm gonna write a book. I'm gonna write a book. I'm gonna write a book, and nobody will believe it. I'm telling you, you're gonna think Stephen King wrote that sucker, because I can't make it up. I can't make it up. I myself can't believe some of the stuff that I've been through trying to provide an education to children. I myself can't believe it. I bet y'all do. I bet y'all do, Michelle. It's sad because, you know, my mom, she's like, and I know that's your passion. And yeah, but oh my God, like, it's hard to stay passionate sometimes, you know? Yeah, it was different then. Me and my younger brother were talking about it a few days ago, and he was like, yeah, remember when our teachers would get up, they would teach, he goes, and then they go sit down and they grade papers or whatever. He goes, and we quietly sat down and we did our work. I say, yeah, not today. You know, now it's almost frowned upon for the teacher to sit. We're supposed to stay in the teaching zone. It is frowned upon for the teacher to sit. So sometimes I'm like, why do we even need a desk and a chair? Like, why do we need it? I mean, when you're on your conference period, you're either meetings or conferences or making copies, and you better not even think about sitting down, you know? Because I had shade thrown at me because I sat down one day because my vertigo was bothering me in my back too. But I didn't even sit down until my lesson was over. Didn't even sit down until my lesson was over. I fought through it, pain and all, nausea, dizziness and all, fought through it. And so ZJ read 20 minutes, 2 pages of math, and write or do his words, even though it's the summer. Yeah. At one campus I worked at, I had 30, was it 30? I want to say it was 37 kids. Is it 37? I think it was 37 kids in a 9th grade class, and it was the last class of the day. So you tell me how you think that went. Tell me how you think that went. It's amazing what people value. Adult entertainers getting paid more than people who educate children or save lives. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. It really, really is. And so, like, my godson, his dad and I have gotten into heated arguments because I have to get him straight sometimes. Like, hold up. You're not going to put the blame on his teacher. You have no idea. I can look at it from both angles. I can look at it, okay, from the parental angle, and I can look at it from the teacher angle. So, like I tell my godson, it's you and all of your classmates and the teacher. Y'all deal with one teacher. She deals with all of y'all. You go in there, you keep your mouth shut, you do your work, and everything's good. I mean, it's real simple. Go in, be quiet, pay attention, do your work. It's real simple. So when he gets in trouble and he starts wanting to blame it, no, what did you do? I don't want to hear what the teacher did. What did you do? Well, where I'm at now, thank God we do have very small class sizes because we have a very small population. So I haven't dealt with a huge population in a while, and it's nice. But there's a lot of classes out there. And when you get into the high school grades, some states don't have a cap on how many kids you can put in a class. So, make a play now, but he will thank you. Yes, he will thank her. He sure will. Because with my godson, we go get these workbooks from Target and we work on them. And he'll be like, I remember one year, once school started up, he's like, Mika, you know, a lot of that stuff that we did in the workbook, we did in class. And I was like, good. You were ahead of the game. So, yeah, they do. And that's why they come into the classroom with some of the behaviors, because they're looking for that. Michelle, that's too funny. But I was like, one teacher group, one lady, she was saying she can't even sleep right now. She said she's so afraid and anxious about everything because she knows she's going to have to do online teaching and in-class teaching. And she says she just doesn't know how she's going to do all of it. And I keep saying the same word, expectations. That is the thing that I'm most concerned about, expectations. Because I feel that if you're going to put a lot on us right now, there needs to be a lot placed on parent and student as well. They're not the only ones going through this situation. We as teachers are dealing with this situation as well. And there can only be success for the kid if everybody does their part. And I will always go back to the analogy that I gave one class some years ago. They were just acting a fool one day. And I just was like, wait a minute, this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. I said, in order for me to teach you, you have to be open to what I'm trying to provide to you. I said, just like in a football game, when a quarterback throws the ball, there needs to be somebody else on the receiving end. And if we don't have anybody else on the receiving end, we are not scoring touchdowns. They have to be on the receiving end. Same thing with you can lead the horse to the water kind of thing. We can't do it by ourselves. And I want people to stop thinking that it's all on us. We cannot do it by ourselves. Okay? We cannot. If you want me to do it all, increase my pay and I will do it all. But we can't do it all. It has to be a working relationship between everybody. If I'm the one that's teaching the child, I should be the one really getting the support from administration and leadership, students and parents. I should be getting that support because I'm the one that's having to provide that instruction. And the support needs to be there. I think a lot of teachers are going to leave the profession after this, and then there will be so few teachers. Exactly. That's true. That is so true. So very true. I don't know. Here's the thing too. If you burn your teachers out right now, what's the point? A teacher cannot be effective if they've been burned out. The other day I saw children at our school, someone wearing masks. They may be going to kindergarten and learning how to behave. They were sitting 6 feet apart in the grass. Yeah. And then I was thinking, too, like, there goes cooperative learning. They always want us to put kids in groups and have them work together. And that's going to be very difficult for us to do all of that right now, unless they do all the online work together. They do all the work together online. Yes. Yes. And Raz, just what you just said there. That's why my mom never believed us first if we got in trouble at school. Because she was like, your teacher is with you all day. I'm not there with you. I don't know what you did. So let me talk to the teacher and then we'll figure out who's telling the truth. That's how my mom would handle situations. I agree. I don't think I will ever reach retirement as a teacher. Like, I got to be like 60 something years old. I don't think I can continue to do this for 20 more years. The way, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, my mom was not believing us at first. And plus, my parents would usually know someone that worked at our school. So forget it. Don't even bother trying to weasel your way out of anything. I had a class at one school that I taught at, and the sub left me a long note and said that how awful they were, and that they would never not to call her anymore to sub my class. That's bad. But if they're cutting up, that's our problem. Ain't nobody else's problem. That's our problem if they're cutting up. Yeah, I don't know. They're not going to be able to do the normal playing and stuff like they would do before. After my 5th year teaching, I knew I would not retire. Yeah, it's yeah. The sub said, "Do not call them anymore." But that school was like crazy. After working at that school, I worked at that school for a year, and I literally didn't teach for 3 years after that. And I said I was never going back into the classroom. That school year was so traumatic. And what people don't understand, I literally have PTSD from teaching. That is no joke. I can easily get so physically ill thinking about going into work sometimes. That is the honest to God truth. Honest to God truth. Let me tell you what happens to me on Sunday nights. I don't sleep. I already don't sleep, but Sunday nights, I really don't sleep. I mean, it's just like, oh God, you know, it's bad. Like I said, that one school I was just talking about that was so horrible. I was assaulted that year. The kid was never removed from my class. The kid was never fully suspended. They lied. They put in the system that they suspended him, and he wasn't. That school year was crazy. Had the N word written on my board. Had kids threaten to put razor blades in my desk. I had the administrators have kids falsify statements about me. I had several kids lie about me just to get the grades that they want. I had kids constantly copying work. They would literally stand at my desk while I'm sitting there grading papers, and they would copy work right in front of me. They would never do their work. They would copy it. Like, you can't believe. I mean, several of my students that year were in trouble for drugs. It was just insane. It was insane. And so I didn't go back for teaching for 3 years. And I really said I wasn't going to ever go back after that. That kid that assaulted me, the other kids were like, oh my God, your mom's going to kill you. You know what his response was? No, she's not. She's just going to tell me that I don't need to go to the gym. That's all she's going to do is tell me I can't go to the gym for a while. And he was back in my class. And I was like, remove him. No. And even this past school year, had a little girl and her classmates. You know, I kind of told y'all about that situation. That child was back in my class. So I'm just like, it is true. It is so true, Raz. I literally have PTSD. And as soon as I start seeing anything go on familiar to a bad experience I've already had, it just starts to kick in. And I'm just like, oh Lord, here we go again. And all I want to do is teach. All I want to do is teach. And this is the thing. Parents, students, administrators, they're cheating the kids when I don't get the support because I'm sorry, I'm damn good at teaching mathematics. Contradictive to what anybody might negatively say about me. Okay. I can teach that math. But like I said, if I'm throwing the ball and nobody's receiving it, ain't no touchdowns. And that is what it is. I can do everything in my power, but there still has to be somebody on the receiving end. And we need to stop expecting miracles to happen as well. Okay? We can only look at what we're working with and see how we can work with what we've got, but we can't expect miracles. It's just not. It's not realistic. if all parties aren't doing their part. It's not realistic at all. But I've just decided that I really need to like not look at any more comments online because people have lost their minds. Oh, y'all were loving us and praising us and thank you teachers for all you do. And now how the tables have turned. What? I got to deal with my child for a few more months? It's crazy. I remember when this all went down. Some people had had their children at home, but for a few weeks and they were complaining about having their kids home with them. And I was like, what? The thing is, you should be happy that your child is at home safe with you. Right? Right. I'm hoping that once this hoopla about going back to school dies down, we can start seeing changes in education. Hopefully, yes. And it's sad that, all these all of these changes are made, but how many times are teachers actually really consulted about anything? Like they did give us a survey, they did, but right now it's the parents and the students that are given the choice whether or not they want to do online or in person. Not all teachers are being given that choice. It's like you're going to do both, you're going to do a combination, you're going to do whatever. And I don't think they realize how much more work that causes the teacher. Because then, if we're doing both, it's easier for us to keep up with the kids that are showing up in front of us every day. But then, after we're done dealing with these kids right here, we're going to be chasing down the other ones that are doing online learning. We're going to be chasing those kids down and try to make sure that they're doing what they need to do. Exactly, Michelle. Exactly. Exactly. I don't know, y'all. It's just been so frustrating. Like one of my coworkers literally had to block a good friend of hers because of the negative comments that were being made. It's sad. It's really, really sad. And I just wish parents would understand that if you're truly wanting the best for your child, you have got to work with us and not against us. I was doing a Zoom a few months ago, and one of the parents, I guess she was listening in, and she's like, if this is what you go through every day, I sympathize with you. Mind you, I only had 3 kids on that Zoom, and I told her, yeah, imagine a whole classroom full of them. She was like, oh my gosh. Yeah, it was crazy to see how much work the teachers in our school districts were putting in when this virus hit and they have their own families. Yeah. Yes. I blew some kids' minds earlier in the school year because they thought we got paid to stay behind and do tutoring after school. I was like, no, we don't. Well, then why do y'all stay? I said, because it's required. They don't pay us to stay behind and tutor y'all. I said, I could go tutor kids and make money, but I don't get paid to stay and tutor kids after school here. No, they were mind blown. They couldn't believe it. I was like, no. I mean, we don't work the 7 to 3 or whatever. We go home, we grade papers, we do lesson plans, we do all of that on our own time. All of that. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. I mean, all of us had to go transform our homes so that we had a classroom space My dining room was a mess during those months. Like I had teacher stuff all over the kitchen table. I had to quickly find a spot where I could get on Zoom meetings and I'm not showing all of my house and, all that kind of stuff. So this was the most neutral space for me because I don't really have anything on the walls up in here or anything like that. You can't see all of my house and all of that. So we had to transform our space. We had to go in our classrooms and try to bring home what we thought we were going to need because we still didn't know what we were going to do. So I ended up bringing home a lot of stuff that I didn't end up needing because I didn't know how we were going to do things. It got to the point because our school, and like I said, our teachers were required to be available from 8 to 4, Monday through Friday. It got to the point where I was scared to even step out of the house for a minute because, oh my God, what if somebody emails me or calls me or they need me to do this, that, and other, Scared to even run out and go get me lunch. That's how I was feeling during that time because we had to be available from 8 to 4. And even still, parents did not respect that. We were getting emails late in the wee hours of the morning. Now, this is what bothered me about that. I have all of my emails coming to my phone. So a notification goes off. If you're emailing me in the wee hours of the morning, I'm getting that in the wee hours of the morning. Yes, I stay up late, but that doesn't mean I'm on the clock right now. And I didn't think it was respectful for parents or students to be contacting us so late. And I understand they might have different working hours. If you got a phone, you got email. You can email me during the day, during my time. Like, I'm sorry. And and then they expect you to immediately respond. Like, what? Or on the weekends. No. No, I have a life. Not much of a life, but I have a life. And I'm not giving up my weekend and my evenings because I'm doing enough. I'm literally sometimes not eating lunch from 8 to 4 because all these meetings and Zooms and stuff that I have to do and trainings and all this stuff that I have to do. My son's teacher was running around picking up and dropping off schoolwork. I kept asking her if she needed anything, but she said no. Wow. Yes. And one of my coworkers, Marvelous, was talking about that. She was saying that's why she never wanted to be a teacher because she saw that her parents were teachers and they weren't really always there, but she ended up being a teacher anyways, helping kids who wasn't catching on and everything. Yeah, like my brother, because he's the food service manager, he worked that whole time. And let me tell you, they kept changing things on them of how they were going to handle the food distribution. It kept changing. They had to keep adjusting. And two, with the school district that he works for, every school didn't stay open and provide meals, only certain schools. So the schools that were closed, those food service workers, they got to stay home and still get paid. All the schools that remained open, those workers had to go in. And then the teacher union is still fighting for them to get compensated for that. Because it wasn't fair that the others sat at home and still got paid and they had to go in exposing themselves every day. You know what I mean? So, yeah, food service workers, our food service workers, they still worked. And I don't know. We made it work. we did what we could in the short time that we had to get it done. You know, we did what we could. My son and one other child attended the last day of school Zoom. I told my son to get on so he could say goodbye to the other children. That's my biggest regret of my career choice. Really? Yeah. It's important to show up and be accountable. You never know if they grade you. Yeah. There were some students didn't see really a peep from them that whole 3 months. Like nothing. It was very frustrating because you're getting questioned about a student and they're not even in your presence. Like, what do you want me to do? Do you want me to go show up at their house? Like, what do you want me to do? I can only do so much. I can only do so much. I don't know. But I know one thing. I'm not trying to be working under unrealistic expectations at this point. Like, I'm not trying to be going through that. We need to remember that everybody is dealing with this pandemic. Everybody, not just certain people. Everybody has had to deal with all of the changes that are going on in the world. Everybody. And that was something that kind of frustrated me too. It's like, yes, when they're dealing with it, we're dealing with it too. We are dealing with it too. We are not invincible people. We have to deal with it just like everybody else. And to think, after teachers dealt with all of what we dealt with in those 3 months, we can't even really take a vacation right now. Can't even really take a vacation right now. That has been the thing that has heated me so badly this summer. I needed a break so bad. I needed to get far, far away from here so bad. And that is not going to happen. So yeah, we're all dealing with it. All of us. I don't know. And so yeah, we had the training we had to do, and they were like, you need to get the training done by such and such a date, but enjoy your summer. And I'm like, how am I going to enjoy my summer? But I still have to do all training, a lot of training. Come on now. Exactly. It's pretty cool in there, right, Christy? It's pretty cool. I told y'all the farthest I've gone, other than when I went to Corpus, was to Buc-ee's. And Buc-ee's is only like 15, 20 minutes away from me. Oh, man. It's crazy. So it was such a bummer. And I felt bad for my little brother because, some months ago he had just got his passport and we were like excited. Like, now you can use your passport. We're going to go to Seattle. We're going to go to Canada. No. Canada wouldn't let us in if we tried right now. So, yeah, that was a big bummer. That all of my plans were ruined. Totally ruined. Sucks. And then I just got to go back. Oh, man. And I'm not being ungrateful. I am very grateful that I still have a job. I am very grateful that I was still collecting my pay. I am grateful for those things. I am. But we need to stop putting unrealistic expectations on teachers. We need to stop villainizing teachers. We need to start supporting teachers and working alongside teachers. That is the only thing that is going to be conducive to these kids learning and being successful. That is the only way. Whew. Exactly. Yes, Sherry. Yes. Yeah. And I was thinking the other day, I haven't purchased anything for school this year. I like nothing. I mean, I purchased some teacher stuff today, but I didn't buy it because I wanted for teaching. I bought some stuff because I thought it was cute. You know what I mean? So I haven't considered a teacher planner. I haven't really bought supplies. I bought like some pencils, some handwriting pencils because I wanted to try them out, not because I want them for work or need them for work. I bought some Sharpie pens. Why? Because I like them. You know, I haven't really purchased anything with the sole thought that I need this for work. No, I haven't. And like I was saying earlier, now that I thought that I've got that memory keeper from Happy Planner, it's a big planner. It would fit regular size sheets of paper. Push come to shove, I'm going to use that for my work planner this year. Yep, just won't be doing memory keeping in it. Just won't be doing that. Buddy. But I want to thank you parents on here that do support the teachers. Thank you. We appreciate it. Believe me, we appreciate it. I've had parents that were very supportive as long as their children got their way. And then as soon as they didn't, it was a whole other story. I've been there before. Yeah, had some parents that were forever showering me with gifts until I told them their child did such and such or didn't do such and such. And then all the gifts stopped and all the support stopped. And, you know, but that was fine too, because I'm a person that I'm going to stand in my truth. Hallelujah. I'm going to stand in my truth no matter what. You could say what you want to say. You could do what you want to do. I will stand in my truth. And at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what anyone says because God already knows. Amen. That is my motto, okay? That is my motto. It doesn't matter what anyone says or does because God already knows. Woo! Yes. I've had to learn to deal with that in teaching. They're going to say this about you. I've had administrators try to keep me from getting another teaching job. But God, honey, okay? Whew. Yes. But God. Yes. Yes, yes. Because I remember something my mom used to always tell me. They talked about Jesus. Yes. So what makes me exempt? Say what you want to say. Because guess what? Because I stand in my truth at all times. I don't have to hate, create, or fabricate. Hallelujah. Yes. Sure don't. I can stand in my truth. And that's what I will continue to do. Yes, yes, yes. Because I'm telling you, They will come for you. They will come for you. And they can come all they want to. Because I will stand in my truth. Yes. So, on that note, I'm going to get off of here because I think I might record a video. And then I need to eat. I was going to do Taco Tuesday today, but the thought of that long line, I decided not to even. I was going to go for lunch and I was like, nah, I don't want to go all the way over there and sit in a line because the Dairy Queen is not close to my house. And I didn't want to be sitting in line forever because, yeah, we were in line for quite a while the last time. And the line was literally wrapped around the building. So I'm going to get off of here, probably record a video. Go eat, watch some TV, put some more BioFreeze on my arm because my brother had me on the weight machines today. And I was like, I don't even do weight machines. Like, I don't even recall doing a weight machine except maybe in middle school. And y'all, that was a long time ago. I've been out of high school for 20 something years, 26, 27. It's gonna be 27 years. Oh God, 27 years I've been out of high school. So you can imagine how long it's been since I was on a weight machine before today. And so, yeah, my tendonitis has flared up and I got to put some BioFreeze on that. And my brother was laughing at me. He's like, oh, I can tell you haven't been on these machines. But I didn't really know what to do with those machines. It was, yeah. And he was like, it's only 20 pounds. You can't do 20 pounds. No, you're going to have to put that down to 10 pounds because I'm sorry, I cannot do 20. Rub some pain. Well, I got some muffins over there, Christy. But I think I think it's horrible to eat a muffin for any other time of day other than breakfast. It bothers me when I see people eat a muffin and they're not eating it for breakfast. It's like blasphemy. All righty. I want to thank you for joining us again, G. Thanks for hopping on, Marvelous. Thank you for all the support. You've had so many nice things to say about my spreads and stuff on Instagram, and I really appreciate that. Feel free to join us again. I do Tuesday Talks every Tuesday at 7 Central. And we have a good old time on here. Notice we always talk about food. We always end up talking about food. So thank you, ladies, for everything. And I will be chatting with y'all later. Y'all have a good night. Stay safe. And go have some pastries or ice cream. Bye.